Hey, playoff questions, because the Browns are in the playoff hunt. Now, they dropped out of the playoff picture on their off day, but the reality is right now it's about a four-team race for those last two spots. Um, this from the 253 area code with the AFC wildcard race starting to heat up. What do you think the Browns' chances are percentage-wise of getting in? And do you think it will take 10 wins? So I guess we're putting on our 538 hat. Do they still do sports, or are they just politics now? I don't know. But we're putting on our 538 hat, and we're going to come up with percentages for the Browns making the playoffs, or at least the chance. But I guess the question here is, I mean, is this just essentially a race to 10 wins? And whoever gets to 10 wins, they're going to be the team in the playoffs.
Well, that would help for sure. That would help. But one of the things to consider is that tomorrow the NFL is presenting a proposal to the NFLPA for approval of Plan B with a playoff scenario in the event that they have to, switch gears up a little bit because of COVID. That they might go to 8 teams in each conference making the playoffs. So that is a possibility that we all have to kind of be aware of. And I'm trying right now to pull up the AFC, but the picture changed obviously over the weekend.
Well, I've actually got it up right now. If you're
okay.
So there's 4 teams at 5-3, and the 2 in right now are Las Vegas and Miami, and then the other wild card would be Baltimore at 6-2.
Okay, right. So so things changed over the weekend. Miami's coming with Tua is kind of coming on strong, and the Browns, fortunately for their sake, have some very, very winnable games coming up. I mean, obviously they're playing a lot of teams, the Jets, the Giants, even the Texans. Now they have 2 wins. I don't think they're going to be necessarily a pushover. The Eagles, the Jaguars, they've got a lot of winnable games. They only have a couple games that you really think, don't know if they can win that. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and the Titans will be tough. Other than that, I think we can all agree that the path to 10 victories it's doable. They can pull this off. Even if they do that, that might not be enough. I mean, I've lived through a 10-6 season where they didn't go to the playoffs, so it's not a given. But the race is tightening a little bit, and every game from here on out is going to matter a lot.
They didn't get the help they needed this weekend. The Chargers threw a game-winning touchdown pass to beat the Raiders, and then it got overruled on review. That didn't help. The Cardinals had a 49-yard game-tying field goal from our old friend Zane Gonzalez that was short. Who has ever seen a 49-yard field goal come up short? That was not good, that Miami won. The Football Outsiders playoff index, the Browns only lost a couple percentage points in their chances of getting in. They have the Browns at 40% chance of making the playoffs, but that is behind on their rating Miami, Vegas, and Indy. That's behind all 3 of those teams. So I wrote it this morning on Monday morning, like they have to beat the Texans and they have to beat the Eagles. Like that's it. Like we're at I've been giving them excuses for, well, you lost this, well, you lost that. 5-3 is a good first half. They got to win. Now you got to win. I think you got to get the 10 wins. 9-7's not getting in. And I'd give them a 70% chance to make it because I think they, as Mary Kay said, they have these games out in front of them. But the one thing they lost with the Raiders' loss before the bye was that was the end of wiggle room. No more goofy like, oh, well, it was windy. Like that. You had your one, and it's fine. Sometimes you lose, which is what I said, but that's over. That's over. You've got to win, and you have the 2 iffiest games up next because you have 3 really good teams, 3 awful teams, and even though Houston's 10-6 or 2-6, Houston's a better 2-win team than Daniel Jones and the Giants are a 2-win team. I'm more scared of Deshaun Watson than I am Daniel Jones. You got to win. They got to beat Houston. They got to beat Philly. If they do, they are absolutely on the path to 10 wins, and they're in.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with a game like Houston is you sort of end up, it could look like that Cincinnati game from a couple of weeks ago where, the Browns managed to win. Baker Mayfield made the plays late, but that's also one of those coin flip games where, if Joe Burrow maybe has 30 seconds instead of 11 seconds, maybe that game turns out a little differently, and you take the win any way you can get it because there's coin flip games every single week in the NFL, like that Chargers-Raiders game. Miami's schedule is really interesting too, by the way. I was actually that's one that I was looking up, and they have a pretty clear path to 10 wins as well. They do still have to play the Chiefs, but really, I mean, they've got all these. It seems like all these teams have to play the Broncos. So who knows? Maybe the Broncos at 3-5 will not only muck up the playoff picture, but somehow win their way into the playoff picture. But they've got like the Jets, the Bengals, the Patriots. You know, they've got a matchup with the Raiders on December 27th. So, you know, they've got a decent path to 10 as well. So, look, it's going to be fun. That's what the playoff chase is all about here. And Browns fans actually get to experience it.